for the Democrats. Let's get an update on what's shutting down, what it looks like, and what vote might happen later in D.C. Time is 9:12. The Sergio Show on Newstalk 710 KURV. This hour of the program is a service of Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. Partial government shutdown has kicked in. Let's go to the nation's capital. Ryan Schmelz for Fox News looking at this. So the initial impact, like how many workers are off the job today, how many thousands? And, there was one report I saw from FAA saying they're going to furlough several thousand people as well. I'm guessing hopefully that's like administrative staff, not people working the towers. Anyway, so what the initial impact, what do you see, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, look, you'll see some parks and whatnot closed, and then some of these offices considered to be non-essential. So that'll be the immediate impact. And what's interesting is that you got Susan Collins from Maine. She was saying that she's expecting this national park in her home state to close, and it's in the middle of peak tourism season. So when you talk about the economic impacts of a government shutdown and why the stock market's reacting so poorly today, I mean, that's one of the reasons why. If there's a government office or government area that attracts tourism, well, that drives spending at the top to bottom approach. So small business make money off of that, and they're not going to be able to make money if some of these attractions are closed and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And so there's a little bit of a ripple effect there. But I think the big one that we're going to watch for, Sergio, that usually I think impacts all of us is when you take something like TSA, where they're deemed essential, so the workers are still going to come in, but they ain't getting their paychecks. So if they ain't getting their paychecks, eventually they're going to stop coming into work. And if that's the case, then that's when you see the ripple effect for the economy, but also, just in normal conveniences that we take for granted.
What are some of these jobs that President Trump said might not come back after the government opens again? Like would they be able to flush some workers out of the system? Which departments was he talking about?
Yeah, right. Well, remember, they've already tried to reduce the federal workforce quite significantly, just through like executive order and whatnot. Well, a lot of those firings have been held up in the court, or there have been some other things that have been done to prevent them. When you have a government shutdown, it sometimes gives you more authority to do that, or at least the administration is going to try to do that with this too. So that's why you have Russ Vought meeting with House Republicans, and we can just confirm this now. At 1 p.m. later today. So I think there is this, so I think that's kind of one of the fears Democrats who voted for the bill yesterday have, that they think that President Trump now gets to reopen the government on his terms. And if this thing drags out, a lot of what they don't want to have happen is going to happen.
How might this be resolved? Is there like another vote today or tomorrow? What's the plan up in D.C.?
We are expecting another vote today. Pretty much Leader Thune's strategy is to put this thing back on the floor over and over again until they get the 60 votes needed. And they think that they're actually a lot closer than what they thought they were, which is...
Yeah, you were breaking there. They fell 5 votes short in the Senate. You still with me? And so just a final... Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So they will try to vote again today sometime on this, right?
That's correct. Yes, correct. Yes.
Thank you, Ryan, for the report. That's Ryan Schmelz for Fox News up in D.C. That was 9:16. The Sergio Show on Newstalk 710 KURV. And producer Freddie says we're live. 710 KURV. What did you onboard? El Face, right? Facebook, YouTube, and X live. Attaboy, Freddie. Attaboy. Alexis Uskanga is in the studio. He's with several organizations or just Turning Point USA or RGV?
I'm with a lot of organizations.
So let's look at the resume then. What do you represent over at UTRGV?
So I represent the College Republicans. I represent in the Student Government Association as their student body senator.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you're going to have to review that fight for me real quick. How you made it back. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I made it back.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so you got the student body organization. You're a member of that, right?
Yeah, I'm a student senator.
Okay. And Turning Point USA as well, UTRGV. Yes, tell me about that chapter. How long has it been around?
It's been long since, it was in the works since 2019. Okay. It became official in 2021.
Okay. Survived the COVID hiccup during there. How many folks did you have before we lost Charlie Kirk? How many folks do you have now?
So whenever we have membership, we usually have like the active members, and we have people that are just joining because they align with the values, but they don't really like to get involved that way. So we had 65 members. We had 65 members
before we lost Charlie. Okay.
So I would say like 10 of those were like really active, but 65 overall.
And when you say active, Alexis, what do you all do? Do you have rallies? Do you have lunches, pizza parties that bring people in, talk about capitalism? Or what?
No, we usually have tablings. We have tablings. We just sit there. We put on a whiteboard and just say, socialism sucks. Prove me wrong.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah. Socialism sucks. Prove me wrong.
How does that go? What goes do?
So I'll say this with yesterday. We had 20 debates yesterday, nonstop. And usually it goes really fun.
Yeah.
We were talking about immigration. We were talking about border security. There was someone that was saying like, "Oh, Trump wants to be a dictator," and I was like, "Really?"
Shut up. Yeah.
So,
and I can see your black roots. Go dye your hair blue again. I can see your roots coming out. Yeah, just tell them go.
There was so many talks about how like apparently conservatives are trying to take away women's rights, and so I turned the tables and I was like, if we're trying to take women's rights, why would we be pro-abortion too, right? So then so many conversations that we had, but thankfully they were very, very civil.
Okay. Have they always been civil?
Not all the time. Not all the time.
Do you recognize the miscreants and the rabble rousers when they coming at you that maybe got into an unpleasant exchange last time?
Yeah, no, you could tell from like an eyesight away that they're coming here just to cause trouble.
How often do you put those tables out to have conversations?
We try students? Now we're trying to do it once a week. Back then it was more like two times a month.
Alexis Uscanga is the leader of the Republican club organization. What's the official name of the Republicans on campus?
We have the RGV College Republicans.
RGV College Republicans, RGV College Republicans, UTRGV. He's also president of Turning Point USA, UTRGV chapter. For how much longer will you be president?
For this last year.
Okay, because you're about to graduate.
I'm about to graduate.
And you will graduate with what? What sheepskins will you be attaining?
And with my bachelor's.
Bachelor's in?
Mass communications, public relations, and advertising.
All right, then. He'll be living with mama here for the next. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, media is changing. It's amazing how much it's taking. Oh, I see. Sorry, I'm looking at a note from I got the note from Jared Halpern, who'll be checking in a little bit. You have his number, Freddie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I apologize for all the behind the scenes. We're dealing with a new booking system with our friends at Fox News, and we're trying to get Jared on for an update on the government shutdown. So just check with him, see if he can give us in about 6 or 7 minutes. Check back with us real quick, Freddie, if you got his number. I finally got your note, the one that you were telling me. Alexis Uscanga is president of Turning Point USA at UTRGV, also with the College Republicans, and is part of the student Senate. He's one of the representatives for the students. What do you guys talk about at the Senate at UTRGV? What you guys are fighting for or making decisions on?
So what I recently passed was a resolution for UTRGV to be in support of a new law school.
Okay.
I know that there was talks about a law school in the legislature, but it never got done. And I recently just talked to Senator Adam Hinojosa about this, where he said the representative Armando Martinez didn't even bother to talk to the other representatives, the Republican ones. So that's why it died down during the legislative
Armando
session.
was on a committee that could have addressed this and maybe introduced legislation.
He introduced legislation,
Oh, I see.
but it just died down. Never made it out because of sign die.
Before we lost Charlie Kirk, an American treasure, before we lost him, there were 65 members of Turning Point USA at UTRGV. About just under a dozen of them very active and engaging in conversations with the student body. After we lost Charlie, what happened? How many folks do you have now?
We had a boom in membership. We now have around 112.
Okay.
112 members. We recruited 20 extra yesterday.
So you about doubled then?
Yeah.
Around doubled the number. And hopefully many more are active now, more than just the 10.
There's a lot more that are going to be active.
which explains why you can do the sit downs and the chats on a weekly basis now
Yeah.
with these folks. Tell me about yourself, Alex, before I let you go. You're back. Where'd you grow up? How'd you decide to do communications and broadcast and marketing?
Well, originally I wanted to be a sports broadcaster. So when I graduated high school, I was just planning to go into sports broadcasting.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I had that tick in politics. I used to watch Charlie Kirk all the time. And so I was like, I needed to be active.
There's a crossover. There's a natural crossover then. Believe me, we need a lot more conservatives and advocates of capitalism and liberty in sports broadcasting. So I hope you go that route. Yeah. So where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to school?
I went to Harlingen High School South.
Okay.
Yeah, home of Hawks.
Yeah. Did you play sports when you were there?
I did. I played football.
You know, yeah. Well, let me see. With his build, what would you say? Wide receiver?
Or safety.
Or safety? What were you?
Kicker? I was a linebacker.
He was a linebacker. That was a small team. Very small team. And you decided to go UTRGV for this media and so sports broadcasting might be in your future. And if it's not that, then what? You mentioned law school. What, you want to go to law school or what?
I mean, if the opportunity is there, I just want to make the biggest impact, right? I mean, whatever way I can in politics, whether it be in media, whether it be serving as in an official capacity. So,
do you have any fundraisers for Turning Point USA, UTRGV anytime soon, or any special events?
So with the Turning Point National Organization, we're already covered with a lot of stuff.
So they help to provide you materials and funding and things like that?
Everything that we have currently is because of the National Turning Point.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
We've got schools, it seems like left and right, even here in South Texas, high schools and private schools, and they'll probably be starting up at Turning Point USA.
I had a lot of calls of like, how can I start up my chapter in my high school? How can I start up a chapter in my community college? So I've been directing people left and right to our field representatives with Turning Point, because so many people are trying to start their own Turning Point chapters.
So what are the basics? What goes into starting a TPUSA chapter?
So first is putting up the request in the TPUSA website. And then first, it's also trying to talk to your advisors or teachers or something like that who are willing to vouch for you, especially the school board, because whenever it passes through the school board or the principal allows it, then that's when they can officially establish a Turning Point chapter in their high school. And then the college is a little bit different. You have to talk to your dean of students and go through the process.
So they need to give you their blessing, or their name also needs to represent you as you move forward. Do you need a certain amount of money, or you need a bank account, open up a bank account? Or
no, Turning Point will cover that, all of that.
Okay. And it's a club or a chapter of a bigger organization, so you don't need to file as a nonprofit or something like that. At the local level, you're just another chapter of that. Anything else you want folks to know about Turning Point USA, UTRGV? How they can help you volunteer, participate?
We're planning our first big Prove Me Wrong tabling, on just specifically on immigration. But if there's other topics, we'll put them up. But we're trying to do our Prove Me Wrong table at the student union. Which we're gonna be a lot of hands on deck on that.
We tried to get Charlie to visit the Valley. In fact, I had a friend down in Harlingen who wanted to do a fundraiser. We found out that his calendar was like 3 years booked out. There's no way to get him to the market. But we can maybe someday soon host the Turning Point USA national event, because it seems that there are a lot more people that are participating and volunteering and helping out and conducting this. You never know. Maybe Ben Shapiro, maybe Glenn Beck, maybe one of the other fill-in hosts that are participating. Maybe they can help us out with something like that near future.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks for stopping by, Alex. We wish you the best.
Thank you.
And call again. You never know. There might be a broadcast gig somewhere around here for sports. UTRGV, Vaquero Broadcasting, something like that. What do you say, Freddie? Yeah, something like that. Thank you for stopping by, brother. He's president of UTRGV, or Turning Point USA chapter, Alexis Uscanga. Time is 9:26. The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV, made possible this hour by Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing.
This Saturday, your fighting Texas Aggies host the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Kickoff at 6:30. Powered by DHR Health Orthopedic Institute, Amigo Power Equipment, Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, and News Talk